Sideline of Thal. Late winner's doing it. They're going to take. He's going to bring down Burning. Thal with a double kill. Dropping fast. Final points there. He's still alive. Wait, second slide. He's got one sub. He's got a second. He's taking it out. Oh my God. On three. They're all dead.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Summit to Europe by G2A.com. We've got cameras now, Ben. We've upgraded. We've been allowed to use the main studio. China is over. It's time for Europe game number 3 of 6. This one is going to be Empire versus Alliance, the good old-fashioned Star Wars showdown. Are you a Rebel, Ben, or are you an Imperial?
Well, Alliance has been boring to watch, but I still like Alliance more.
Okay. Like the more as a team, or like the more to win this game?
Oh, as a team.
Okay.
And to win this game.
Okay, so what you're saying is this match might be fixed.
I haven't actually seen too much of Empire recently, though, so I'm probably a little bit biased.
They looked really bad in their last game, but to be fair, it's a one-game sample size. Actually, sorry, their last 2 games. Yeah, they also had a similar debut to Alliance. Start off 0-2. An important match for them. If they lose this, they're suddenly 0-3 in their first 3. And
O is not a number, LD. My brother told me that once, and so I try to never say O again.
I mean, it's a fair point, I suppose. But I feel like I would rather save my beef for bigger issues.
What if you're confusing?
You got to use it. You can't
confusing
use up your
people.
complaining points on that.
I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Fair enough. 0-3. 0-3. I'll work on my English.
Yep. It is one of the few requirements that you have as a caster.
Yeah,
to have good
I
English.
failed, so I mean I got nothing then, man.
Well, good thing we were talking about that, because there it is. This draft is what you would expect, except the Enigma from Empire, which is cool. It's more push, and Brewmaster doesn't fare fantastically versus push. He's decent, but he's not your ultimate anti-pusher.
Yeah, it doesn't wave clear that well. Clap is very risky to try and use when a push is coming, especially against this Silence Black Hole combo. And a good stun with Malefice to set it all up.
But if you push into a Brewmaster ultimate with Blink, you're likely to just get wiped early, at least. So
yeah,
it's
you better have some solutions for that.
Or you just gank him, and if he doesn't have Blink, he's pretty useless.
Yeah, or if the split's down, he's also useless. So it could work out reasonably well here for Empire, and Alliance have their options open for the landing stage. This Enigma, in theory, could still be pressured a lot. Skywrath, very aggressive early if he wants to be.
What if they ban what if Empire just goes all out push with a Pugna right now? That'd be really scary. Death Prophet Enigma is a very good lead-in for a heavy push threat. And that's probably the best way to take down Alliance's full Protect 1.
Well, they pick another Titan. This is good deep push. But can't stop it entirely on his own.
We'll see what Empire wants to go for, whether it's a semi-push or a full push.
Also gives you the Air Splitter to deal with Black Hole. Although, generally, that's not the main reason you worry about. Enigma and Empire are going to 5-man it up. Tidehunter now. I mean, if this doesn't scream Death Ball, I don't know what does.
I think Elder Titan was a pretty risky pick, considering they're not last pick. I think going for a support with AoE, Rubik would have been the ideal one, but everyone knows that Misery likes to play it a lot, and he plays a very good one, and they picked an Enigma, so it's a very obvious ban for Empire. But there still are better ones. Let's say AA is also pretty good to deal with push and mechs and whatnot. So we'll see if they draft some anti-push at this point. But yeah, they need team fight. They have to have more team fight, or they could shy away from the 4 Protect 1 and give Loda a hero that actually does something before 20 minutes. Which is, I mean, if it works for them, it works for them. I'm just always hoping
it hasn't worked that consistently.
Yeah,
Last game it worked, but that was, I mean, you can't count on Magnus play that good. BBC also grouped way too much. Some of those were avoidable RPs, and
okay, this is
Alliance are going to change it up. They go for a Slark, hero that can always fight. Good against these long cooldown ultimates. If they don't actually kill him with those, or even if they do, you still have 2-3 minutes to work around them.
At the same time, they have a lot of things that go through, or that can hit him while he Shadow Dance. They have Crypt Swarm, they have Black Hole, they have Midnight Pulse, they
Anchor
have
Smash.
Anchor Smash and Ravage, like so many things. So it's not an easy game for Slark. Ideally, you want him versus heavy single target disables, like let's say Lion is okay. Shadow Shaman gets wrecked by Slark. Like these AA also, like these heroes just get crushed. So I don't think Slark's an ideal pick here.
He also doesn't counter push. Oh, I mean, he can split push, but he cannot stop the push.
Yeah, he doesn't counter. He doesn't split push very fast either. So, yeah, I mean, I think something like Gyro would have been a little bit more well-rounded for them, like a natural BKB hero, someone that can dump out a lot of AOE damage if someone gets like hit by a stomp.
I mean, it's still more encouraging than seeing them try to like ramrod a Terror Blade or Anti-Mage into this draft, though.
That's true. Terrorblade's still usable though, just because he can actually fight early. But yeah, Anti-Mage or Naga just like good luck.
Yeah, good luck indeed. And Alliance actually, well, now coming into their final pick, still need that secondary support. They have revealed all their cores before the final pick, which is fairly unusual in general. Empire, 4th pick coming out for them. They've got one of their supports. They'll pick up the second, and this can be a solution to your Brew, as well as your Slark. Glimpse into Static Storm.
Disruptor's really good. I'm still highly surprised he hasn't been picked more.
You remember, like, back during, I don't know, it was like TI4 qualifiers, I think. Well, who was it? Sna? Sna were picking their Disruptor every game.
He's good.
Or was it Sna?
I don't remember, but
someone was running Blink Dagger.
Maybe. Oh yeah, well I think it was, but that's with Whitebeard.
Yeah, it was Whitebeard. Whitebeard Disruptor every freaking game, man. Around that time, teams started to run that hero a lot. I mean, not necessarily because Whitebeard was picking it, but it gained popularity. And
he's really good versus
Brew.
Brew. He has instant cast on his ultimate, which is even better now that Brew's cast point has been increased on his ultimate. He is amazing versus Slark. Dark Pact doesn't remove any of his skills. The silence prevents him from shadow dancing. Kinetic Field is also just amazing versus him. So I don't know. Like Disruptor is really good against some of the popular heroes, but he is bad at a few things. He's not terribly great at zoning. He's bad in aggro tri-lanes. He's not good as a solo roamer, and he really needs levels. So this hero does have a lot of deficiencies.
Yeah, can they stop him from getting those levels? It really depends on this last support pick. Skywrath could put a lot of pressure on the lanes early, and Slark is a okay aggressive hero, though. All these three in Alliance don't really excel in an aggressive tri-lane scenario.
Silencer's a smart ban. I think they should pick like Sand King or something like that, some AoE heavy support that has a disabled.
And that can punish you for pushing.
Yeah.
Because the group, not that Empire are all about the push, but they're just all about the group up and fight. And
I'd say AA or Sand King is my top 2 picks for them. They don't have that much time left. Silencer was also a really good ban too, because it's really good versus Enigma.
2 good answers now for Black Hole. They have their swap, which is a little bit easier to get off at level 1 even, with the 50 range increase, and they have our splitter. So, Alliance looking pretty good in the damage department. Still just an unusual draft for them, to be honest. We have not seen really any Elder Titan play from this team. Slark for Loda used to be one of his go-tos for a while. I think he was the first player I really saw use the Blink Dagger Slark in competitive. And then they just stopped running the hero. This was leading into TI4.
So instead of trying to fight their 5-man head-on, they're trying to execute the other way, trying to kill them in the early game, roam around a lot with Sky and Venge, pick off really weak heroes like Death Prophet, and take advantage of passive supports like Enigma. So not a bad strat from Alliance, but at the same time, what are they going to do for teamfight? They have 2 single-target heroes in their supports. Well, technically Venge has AoE with Howl Terror, but ooh, the Doom. Man, I think this is the first time I've seen him, 6.82.
Yeah, and who
Cool.
better to pick him than... I've seen him before. It's a big deal that his... One thing to keep in mind is that he's not nearly as effective against Slark now, because he can still get Shadow Dance if he's out of vision. Doom doesn't disable your passives anymore. So I saw that the other day in a game, and
That is a big deal.
it really mitigated. Like, Doom used to be like one of the ultimate counterpicks to Slark. But that said, still great against Brewmaster just for the long duration silence. And this is a triple silence lineup. Static Storm, Doom, as well as the Death Prophet silence. It's going to be tough to get off the Brew split for Slark to get involved in fights, but
They're crappy versus BKBs.
their early levels are very weak as well. A jungle, what are you running? Offlane Doom here? Jungle Enigma?
Safe lane Doom.
Oh, it's safe lane Doom, that's right. Offlane Tide. Still, heroes that don't do anything until they get level 6, and Alliance, their supports are strong from level 1.
Yeah, we shall see how this Disruptor Enigma duo fares versus the Skywrath and Venge. They just need a have damage control in the early game, I suspect, especially with Misery's known reputation as a very aggressive support.
Well, with that said, we're underway. Empire 0-2 so far on the Summit 2 Alliance. A little bit better. 1-2 on the back of a tough, scrappy win versus BBC. Chessie still injured, and although he's not an official member of Alliance, he was feeling close. Instead, they have Ape Mother of Coast Gaming standing in as Alliance get aggressive at level 1, but Empire here to greet them. Do they actually try to fight is the question. They'll send Resolution to the north, Solo to the east, and everybody else scattering. They will not be able to protect this Enigma's jungle. I don't think anyone should get caught here. And they will have an idea that Alliance is going for some wards. Let's see. Ake only has observers. And they block one camp. Just this camp for the Enigma. But it's kind of your linchpin camp in some ways. Alright. Run through the rosters out. Silent on the Doom. Solo, the Disruptor. Always want to fly your Enigma. Resolution, the Solo Mid Death Prophet. And that does leave Yoki, who looked really good the other day on his offlane Void. Playing the offlane Tide here. And then for the Radiant side, for Alliance, 1-2, we've got the Vengeful Spirit in the hands of Misery. Admiral Bulldog on here. We rarely see him playing. The Elder Titan Ape Mother. Sensational Mag earlier. Going mid is the Brew. We'll have a little skirmish here at the top rune. Unless there's a haste rune. Shouldn't be too big of a deal for Misery, and it's just a bounty. So I'll retreat out. Ake, the Scarth Mage, and did I introduce Loda yet? Loda on the safe lane select.
DD rune, that is trouble for Yoki. What is he going for with this? What happened to his gold?
I dropped his boots.
Okay. That play again.
Yeah. Some players really find it easier to block without the boots in the inventory. It does make you a bit slower, so you don't have to spam stop quite as much. But for now, offlane Elder Titan on the Dire side, and offlane Tidehunter, but this is where your Skywrath Mage just excels as a support. Single-handedly can keep someone off the lane. They're giving Solo the lane for now, and Silent is doing the pulling. He has eaten a creep. It was a Centaur, or sorry, not a Centaur, an Ursa. So almost level 2 on the back of this. And running the jungle Enigma. So a bit of a greedy laning setup for Empire. And I wonder if they look to punish this. They have the Venge coming in. Has Magic Missile ready. Can you get in range for anything is the question. Not yet. Meanwhile, bottom lane Yoki. Duking it out with Loda and Ake. So this Tide is not having the best time with the boots first. He's going to get harassed out fairly quickly. Not too much regen on him.
Still, Admiral Bulldog's getting away with a lot on top. Elder Titan is just really weak, gets zoned out by most supports, but not a Disruptor, at least not in this position.
Yeah, and Misery is waiting to jump on Solo here. They've got a Magic Missile ready to go. Bulldog actually sending the Spirit to the left is going to return at perhaps the wrong time as the Glimpse back comes. That will save Solo from a potential early first blood.
Very nice glimpse.
Yeah, that's the power of that early level 2 on Disruptor as well. Now they give the lane to Silent. But this is something we've seen the Chinese teams do a lot. When they run their core Doom, and usually in the safe lane, is at level 1, they let the support come, get the experience, take advantage of the
Oh, who's going to get this rune?
What is it going to be as well? Question. Stuns there. It's a bounty rune. Again, Alliance kind of failing to luck out. If that's like a haste or double damage, they may just get a kill. Instead, Misery has to be... Oh, actually, no glimpse. Yeah, it's level 1 glimpse. That's going to be it.
How's the mid lane going for Resolution and old Ape Mother? It's like 12 and 10, respectively. Fairly even.
Yeah, Deny is not. A little bit in favor of Death Prophet, but not overwhelmingly so. Comparing the offlaners, pretty even so far. Empire are getting a lot out of their jungle, though, with Enigma. He's been slowed down a bit. Still level 3 at 2.5 minutes, and they should have the level advantage if left unchecked. So far, Alliance failing to actually capitalize for a kill. Although they're looking for one bottom lane. Yoki caught out by Loda. He's going to anchor smash. Has a teleport scroll if need be. Loda trying to force that out with the potential wraparound. Juking here and there and everywhere. But we'll TP out in the end. Almost faked himself out.
Yeah, nice safe play from Tidehunter. Perhaps a little bit too safe, though. We'll lose out some experience even without any supports down there.
They do have an Enigma at relatively low health. Out of range for a solo kill from the bench, but with a little backup. Potentially that's something Misery could find first. Resolution now, walk up the lane. It's already a flying courier, so not an easy courier snipe. And he's just going to send it straight back. A lot of wasted time here for the Venge. He's drawing lines all over the map. She tries to move out, but it's spotted out by Always Want to Fly.
And no boots either. That definitely hurts her. I think if you go this very aggressive play, you should start off with boots very early.
You normally see the Skywrath and the Venge work together in a strat like this, rather than just going off on their own.
Yeah, they need to. And this early Observer War on the top 2 will protect Empire and the Enigma, most importantly.
Yeah, with just the one, you're never killing that Enigma solo unless he just stays around at 100 health or something. As Bulldog will go in onto Solo. Nice kinetic field drop. It's going to catch out too. Solo very low. One more nuke might get the kill, but Silent turns this with the stomp, and they get the first blood on Bulldog. Great defensive play from that Disruptor as the rotation comes from Misery. He's hasted. Solo jukes into the trees. Doesn't have any more tangos. Drops the kinetic field. Misery. No creeps protecting him for now. Alphys to follow this up. Still hasted and no more stomp. Pulling down. He'll end up making his way out. They get the 1-for-1, but it costs them a much bigger investment in terms of movement from Alliance. As Enigma just goes right back to jungling after that. They're going in again, looking for more here on Silent. Now they're starting to find their opening. Again, the static, or the kinetic field rather, not the static storm. But no follow-up for that. Solo. Well, Silent able to retreat out thanks to this Disruptor play. He's been on the ball, and now they even glimpse back in. Ake can actually kill off that Skywrath. There's no more mana on Misery. Always want to fly joining the fray. He's got a soul rate in 3 seconds. Again, great kinetic fields. It's going to catch out too. They'll bring down Bulldog as well. He charges back in and forfeits his life.
Man,
why don't we see more Disruptor again? Solo is doing work.
Yeah, I mean, his kinetic field is much stronger than when he was really popular too, with the form time being decreased. So that spells ownage.
3-1 now the score for Empire. Net worth was going against them. Experience was already slightly in their favor now. Tips a bit more heavily. And good news for Alliance, their Slark is free farming. And their Brewmaster is completely even with the Death Prophet mid. So doing a nice job there, 8 Mother.
I don't really understand why Alliance is trying to focus on the Elder Titans lane so much. Yeah, they can probably kill the Disruptor if he's pulling, but when he's like right next to a tower with his Doom there, he's not that great of a pick. And they could also go for the Enigma too. So they have 2 prime targets in the Enigma and Resolution in mid, who's been left alone. And she's really, really weak 1 through 5. And instead they chose to focus their efforts on a really difficult to kill hero like Doom or a support in a well fortified position like Solo.
Yeah, and it also seemed like they weren't really... it's not just that they were focusing top. They started off kind of focusing mid, kind of roaming on the Venge. It was like they didn't really know where they wanted to go. And then they said, okay, we need to pick a lane. Let's make it top. But then they picked, as you pointed out, a difficult to kill lane. Maybe maybe part of it's just the fact that it's a relatively new roster. But then again, Empire are using a stand-in in their own right. Though it's the offlaner, which is a fairly independent role in general.
Loto looks like he's going for the Midas Rush. I mean, he has free farm. He's going to need a lot of farm, considering the way the game's developed. And now they have some Slark counters.
They have Doom online as well. They might go for a kill here soon. Solo already level 4.5. The Enigma level 6. This is a very scary time. Yeah, your Tidehunter's a bit under level, but these other 3 can do a lot of work. They could find a kill on Bulldog. They could rotate on the mid lane. Try to kill off 8 Mother with any sort of silence to initiate, and they get in range for Bulldog. Now Glimpsea back into the kinetic field, into trouble. I don't even think they need the... well, maybe they do need the Doom. He's low. Nope. Able to get that last chop, and now Silent wants to chase for more. Can't quite get in range for it. But still, another clean takedown on the top lane.
Another nice play by Solo, just running in and glimpsing him even without vision from an Observer Ward. That's not terribly easy, especially when Elder Titan has buffed move speed with Spirit.
While that's happening, though, bottom lane Yoki's in trouble. Caught out by the silence of the Skywrath Mage, or not the silence, rather, the concussive shot, and the nuke damage will follow it up. Loda able to finish the job there. Ake does get the kill, though. That will be some progression for him. Still behind these dire supports, as you would expect. Disruptor's gotten the lane farm for quite a bit. He's now almost hit level 6, just clipping level 5 for now. And Enigma, Buckler online. They're keeping their farm up. Overall, Empire, it looked like a greedy draft, but it wasn't punished at level 1, and now they're at the point where their only real liability is this offlane Tide. But soon he'll come into his own.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even really a liability.
He's the
Tide.
closest thing to it.
It's true. Resolution, not picking up that early level Exorcism, instead going for the 304, even post-nerf. I wonder if people will start changing that. Brewmaster finally picks up his 1 level Drunken Haze. Not terribly useful versus Empire. I guess maybe versus Doom, though. Can they get Resolution?
Smoked. And Hasted looking for the jump in a Resolution. They get off the stun. The concussive shot follows Clap. And Silence. And that's a hero you really do want to take down. And the Death Prophet will fall. Did not spend their gold on anything too important before dying. And they look for the trade top lane for the Bulldog. They have a Doom still ready. Glimpse can be used if Solo gets in range, and he does again. The Static Storm's there. This time they will deploy the Doom, not having that third hero to follow it up, and Bulldog will go down. Do they get the deny is the question. Misery searching for it, tried to stomp from long range, can't get it off. So Misery at least gets the deny. It's a Midas for Midas as Loda has picked his own up. Slightly faster on him, but also rushed it a bit more. Silent with the Devour Max will stay on top here in terms of net worth, and well, it was a rotation of the top lane, so we still see our Tidehunter Yoki getting a bit more now. He's level 5, and he's almost caught up to the Elder Titan.
Elder Titan's died 4 times.
All of that pretty much on the Disruptor. He's just completely shut Bulldog down.
Yeah. Tidehunter, yeah, as you said, playing much safer, but not getting as much experience as a result. Elder Titan almost level 7, but Yoki still struggling to get level 6. But with these ancient stacks, should be easy.
Yeah, he can catch up nicely with these, and already has the level 3 Anchor Smash. So the damage reduction pretty much where it would be in the old patch. And they'll get their Static Storm online now too for Solo. He's level 5.5. That's coming soon. Alliance, very good mid-game pick-off, but with this Doom pick especially, Empire don't really have to force too much. If they just take this late, you do not want to be going late game against this many AoE ults and a Doom Death Prophet to boot.
Always One Fly's been pretty quiet. No use of his ultimate yet, but he has been involved in some kills. So let's see if they get aggressive on towers with this in his mech.
They teleport in. Misery scouting out Always Want to Fly. Using that Elder Titan Astral Spirit nicely to limit the damage, but Misery still gets clipped by a Malefice. Don't think there's the follow-up for this. The Elder Titan Spirit comes back. Earth Splitter. Not going to connect on anything as Misery. Oh, he's going to try to engage here. A-Mother blinked in, but he got insta-doomed. He didn't have mana for his ultimate. Now the Black Hole comes through as well. Silent able to retreat out, and Bulldog not so lucky with the Ghost chasing him down. Will end up biting the dust. Misery and Ake forced to retreat now. They just can't defend this tower very easily. A-Mother has a split ready. He's going to bottle up, look to re-engage. Silent fairly low. Ghost's going to return soon to Resolution, trying to finish off Misery. He will do so. Now the clap hit on Solo. Doesn't want to commit a split just for a low-hanging Disruptor. Disruptor will end up going down, but that's all they get. The Disruptor for an Elder Titan and Avenge. Was a bunch of ults used by Empire, though. Let's see if Alliance can do something about that now.
Very nice Doom by
Yeah, and A-Mother was... He didn't have mana, so like, there's no way he's going to be able to bottle and get that split off. Quick reactions. They have a lot of counters for this Panda.
So that would have been very dangerous had he gotten the split off.
They're looking for a Glimpse here for Solo bottom lane. It's a 3rd rank Glimpse. They get it off again. Are you kidding me, Solo? Static Storm to follow this up. Loda will pay. This Disruptor play. MVP already. And he's got the lowest net worth. But he's had the highest impact of any hero in this game.
Indeed. I wonder if he had leveled up Pounce, had he moved into trees instead, had he been able to survive that. Because he needs to fog in order to dodge the Glimpse, and just running straight back with Glimpse. Or he didn't have Pounce off cooldown, so I can understand why he ran back.
Yeah, I guess he's also thinking, I'm really fast with my ult, I can just get out of range in time, but wasn't quite fast enough.
Not for the 1400 range.
Before they, yeah, that's not even the max rank Glimpse, although I think he's just about got it. Yeah, now he's got it. This is without Ravage, Ben. They haven't used that. We haven't really seen Empire fully chain their ults. And Alliance start to feel a bit of pressure here. They're going to move under cover of smoke, and they might... Oh, they'll find Solo. This is a big one. Silence, latched onto, picked off, and then the split onto the 2 backline here. Is Always Want to Fly, unable to mech, unable to do anything. They might get 3. Good micro from A-Mother. They drop him back down. Secondary boulder toss. Not sure it's even needed. They'll throw it at the end. Kill secured for Loda.
Man.
A big turn for Alliance there.
A-Mother has been continuing to impress, too. Just blinking into the backline, knowing that there's probably heroes that he's running into, and picking off another 2 kills on the back of that smoking. That's huge. That's what you need out of your Brewmaster ults.
Yeah, you compare that to... Whose brew was it earlier today? Yeah, Weeha just... And it was, I don't know that it was necessarily his fault, but the hero just didn't have the impact you're searching for when you pick a brew. We saw like 1 split in 22 minutes. This is more how you want to run the hero. But in the meantime, Yoki has almost farmed his Blink Dagger in the off lane. And they didn't have their big ults already. Black Hole, nearly off cooldown. They didn't get to use the mech in that fight. Solo not with his team may end up paying for this. They're thinking about a jump in top lane. They've got a Mystic Flare. Solo, he's played this one so well, but he's off on his own. Silence, Mystic Flared, and should end up going down here. 1 more nuke, swap back into it. But that does mean they'll give up a tower bottom. So both teams just going for the best trades they can, and while that's happening, Loda is pushing him in. He'll be rushing knife Scotty, picks up his point booster. Lions taking advantage of the fact that they don't have ults to find other trades on the map.
Scotty first. That's pretty interesting.
What?
I don't
What
really.
else would you go for?
Drums? I think if he wants survivability, he just goes drums and then proceeds into like a more defensive item like BKB. Lincoln's even isn't that bad.
Oh, Loda. This time he's able to leap out of that Static Storm Kinetic Field combination.
He
Very
should have
close to
dropped the
dying.
he should have dropped the Static Storm on top of the Glimpse, and then he wouldn't have been able to leap, and they would have gotten a kill. So Solo playing well in the first 10 minutes, gives up a kill and
Have
misses
we-
one right there.
Have I jinxed him? Maybe a bit early for that, but it seems like a jinx could be brewing anyway. If he does pick up his Blink Dagger. Arcane Boots now cooling down, so he'll have mana for the combo. As always, Wanna Fly pushes in. Black Hole also online. Everything available, aside from the Exorcism of Resolution, which is actually a pretty big problem for them. Not sure if they can push in without this. They may try, though.
This Spirit is owning their push.
Yeah, Bulldog, every time it's off cooldown, just spamming out the middle lane, and he's going to go for that Midas Elder Titan build that we've seen Ice 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 do quite a bit recently. Giving them a little bit more economy to make up for their lack of split push and easy farm. This will potentially get him an early Aghanim Scepter if he wants it, or perhaps that Hex.
Uh-oh, Loda, his smoke is... Or the smoke's gonna pop close to him, and then they're gonna know exactly where he is.
At the same time, they're looking for a jump on Silent top lane. As Scorched Earth ready, Loda in the tree line. He's about to be revealed. In fact, they're all on top of him, but they're TPing out, and Silent was the one who ended up going down. No, they find him. Static Storm's there. Loda makes his way out. He can leap into the tree line, look for the teleport out. He doesn't have mana now, though. Now he does. And he runs back in with
They
the
don't know. They
runs
don't.
out.
They didn't see him.
I think they thought he leaped over over those trees into this area.
Wow, that is, man, that's a gift.
And they got the Doom kill.
They also missed. He had that really fast death pack too, or the dark pack rather, before the Yules, and that dispelled allowed him time to move out of the kinetic field. So that was huge.
Now, they're looking for a jump in the middle lane. They also glimpse Bulldog back, but that's not going to be successful. Always Want to Fly will be the one who falls. There was a Bruce Split invested for that, and meanwhile, back to Bulldog, who does end up getting caught out, but he gets off the Earth Splitter. It's on 2. Now they'll Cyclone the Tidehunt up in the air. Still yet to see a Ravage this game. 60 minutes in, you'd like to find that opening, but Bruce Split, not the ideal time to use it, and he uses it too early before Ape Mother returns to the ground. Ake will end up on a wicked 6-streak. Loda leaping forward. Ape Mother, will he go for a neutral deny? Will his teammates get the deny? Neither will happen. But Silent pays. Mystic Flare's there. He'll die again. Just died top. A second death for him in as many minutes. 4 heroes end up falling, and well, Yoki, the first Ravage, a bit of a whiff.
Big Earth Splitter, too, from Bulldog before he died. And caught 2 of them and allowed them to catch up to him, and just made their HP ridiculously low.
It feels like Empire on paper should have the edge in these team fights, but they're just getting outmaneuvered and outplayed.
Yeah, no black holes that have caught multiple people, no great Ravages yet, and I mean, they have the combo here for it, certainly. Disruptor to set things up, and Death Prop for the damage.
Misery is very sad. He knows this glimpse is coming, so he's like, oh, I can't just run away, but they'll blink in, they'll glimpse him back in the end, and they'll get the kill. They actually go for a secondary kill now. Exorcism cooling down. Okay, Silence, though. Another Gush would be another kill. He goes up to the high ground. He throws out a concussive shot. It ends up hitting Resolution. Oh, no, it hit Yoki, actually. Resolution now clapped. He's in too far. Perhaps the crit's there. They kill off the bird, but if the trade is the Death Prop, it's not too shabby. Always Want to Fly into the fray. He doesn't have mana for Black Hole Glimpse. Static Storm. This time, Ape Mother caught out of position. It's Alliance's turn to overextend and get picked off. Gush makes it a triple for Yoki. The Blink Dagger just picked up a minute or 2 ago, and, well, Ben, now another 1,700 gold in the bank. Oh, actually, 1,500.
They almost got the Death Prop. That was really big for them. Alliance, again, going with the double Midas. At least it's not quad.
At least it's not quad, and it's also on 2 heroes that use the Midas as well. Like a batting Crystal Maiden. I mean, Misery played an amazing Crystal Maiden in that game, but still a Midas Crystal Maiden.
It's actually decent timing for Bulldog, considering how many times he's died. 0 and 6 with the Midas Tranquil Soul. Pretty good.
He's had a lot of Eidolons to farm with that Spirit, constantly trying to push pressure these towers.
Yeah, and he's level 11 now. That's fairly massive.
Another big pickup, though, for Empire. This is the Doom Blink Dagger. Silent now hits level 13 and remains your leader in net worth. It's an even game overall, I would say. A 3,000 gold lead for Empire, but experience slightly in favor of Alliance. Pretty surmountable lead if Alliance play their cards right. But if it's an even game, I think I favor Empire here. Would you agree with that? To me, their lineup looks much scarier late game.
I think so, but at the same time, Empire's been forced to play around Alliance. Alliance that are like putting split pressure on top and getting a lot of gank kills, which probably shouldn't be happening. They're slowing down Empire's 5-man heavily. So I would have expected Empire to be able to take down a couple more towers at this point, at least a T1 on top, and probably another T2 at this point. So.
Tier 2 being attempted top lane. Actually, the dive on the Silent, he doesn't even use the Doom. Ravage will turn this, magic sticks up. Doom not being thrown. Now it is on the Loda. Dark Pact won't dispel that, of course, but they wait with the Brew Split right around the corner. Blinking forward. Loda, because they have vision, won't get any regen, and he will end up going down. Boulder toss on the Silent. Scorched Earth. Wearing off now. He probably goes down here trying to phase and book it back to base. And while that's happening, I think he will end up going down. Bulldog caught out in the river. The Doom does drop, but they get the additional kill mid lane. The Elder Titan of Bulldog way off on his own, and they may lose the Brew as well. Blinks into the tree line. He needs mana, but the creeps are preventing the bottle charges. He barely gets it off. Blink. Yules, they found him. Just those pesky creeps preventing the 8-mother retreat. 4 fall in the end for the Alliance. And the Empire strikes back.
Wow. Well, good plays by Doom. Actually, really good plays by 8-mother too. He cycled the Tidehunter before he could get the Anchor Smash. If he doesn't get if he gets the Anchor Smash on the Fire Panda, I don't know if he gets that kill on Doom, or at least if he does, he's way further into the base. So good micro by them, but still not very good turnout for Alliance. The pesky Doom ruining Slark's life.
And in general, the Slark pick it's just been kind of so-so. Lotus 2, 2, and 4. Remember, he had freeform bottom lane. Skywrath completely zoned the Tide off the lane, and the Tide is caught up. He's having a pretty big impact at this point, sitting at 4, 1, and 5. In fact, a huge impact. Loda, kind of a middling role thus far. And the double Midas probably is a part of it. Loda not throwing out some pains. He knows there's an Observer Ward in the area. Is one of the very nice things about Slark. You're basically a mobile gem. Even if you don't know exactly where their wards are, you know generally where they have the vision. Speaking of vision, man, look at this for Empire. They've got eyes on the rebels everywhere they go.
And the Aegis, to make good use of it. What happened to the Aegis? Oh, they used it earlier for Doom. I don't know. Alliance still needs to... I don't know what their game plan is for the late game. Slark's just going to get shut down. If he gets a Scotty, he just gets Doom. Or if he gets BKB, he can just get Black Hole or Doom. Or just killed by Exorcism Spirits too. And if he doesn't, he just gets owned by Disruptor and Doom. So, I don't know. I don't really know what their victory plan is, besides fantastic play and out-executing Empire.
And they're blinking in now. Loda with the initiation on the solo. Now the Mystic, the Static Storm dropped defensively to try and help him out as they glimpse back the Brewmaster, keeping him out of the fight for this time, but still fighting that initial kill on Disruptor. And now they look for the turn. Resolution Invis. He gets off a Silence. It's only on the Skywrath Mage. And now his ultimate too. Bringing down the Vengeful Spirit on the way out, and now hunting for a bit more. Don't know if your Brewmaster can end up making it out. Resolution dropping low. Will fall. Death Prophet down. Still, Ravage just didn't do much in that fight, and Loda doomed out will be the trade. At the very least, they get that kill. Silent also dropping. Remember, they used the buyback here. They got to get more than this. 8-mother caught out, but, well, who's really caught? As Doom level Decim, then blinks up to the high ground. They don't have that much control. Aside from a Black Hole, which they'll deploy now, is there any solution for this one? The Stomp from long range! A great play by Bulldog from around the corner. Backs up his buddy. Make it 4 dead with a dieback likely coming for solo. This is going to be 6 heroes hitting the deck. Empire, a massive throw away of advantage there.
Jeez, Admiral Bulldog, I mean, his Elder Titan's been fantastic. Sure, he's died 7 times and started off 0-6, but his Earth Splitter hit, I think, 2 heroes there. Not a terribly easy spell to hit. That Stomp to interrupt a Black Hole, and man, he's been impressive. 8-mother too, of course. Nice Bruising micro, doing a lot of damage, absorbing a lot of deeps from Empire. I mean, 8-mother has been absolutely fantastic. I did not expect them to win that 6-2 or 3.
Yeah, he even got glimpsed back on the initial jump in, and then still had a big impact when he came in for round 2.
Yes,
I didn't really see what the Ravage did, but it did not accomplish anything.
It hits Venge and
I think Loda like Dark Pacted off right away as well.
Yeah, it has not been very impactful this game.
Yeah, it was pretty good in the top fight, but that latest one not really good enough for Empire. Still, they have the 2 most farmed cores here at 23 minutes in, sitting in okay shape. They technically still have a gold lead, but man, they had a huge lead before that fight, up 7,500, and now experience is dead even.
And the thing about it is, Loda doesn't actually need to do that much. It seems like he's just a Doom fodder, and then his whole team just comes in and cleans up after him. They have immense amounts of damage, with Elder Titan augmenting everyone's, and Skywrath actually being a formidable damage factor.
They may find some more pickoffs here. Resolution working on the creep wave while Loda looks for the jump in. They've got Misery here to start it off. Eul Scepter not used in time. BKB also not used in time. Now we'll pop it. But Solo's just got to run the hell away. That's I think that's a 10-second BKB. Yeah, that's the first charge down. Won't have it for 70 seconds, and well, at least is able to live.
I think the bigger point is that Empire drafted a lot of heroes to deal with Brewmaster, but even without a BKB, he still gets his ultimate off every single time. And they're forced to just use so many resources on the Slark every single time that they can't actually stop the ult, and then they just lose after using too many ultimates on him. So they need to shut down both of those, like use a Blink Ravage into like Disruptor ultimate for one, and then Doom the other.
They are about to have double Ravage. So you look at double Ravage, Black Hole with a BKB on Always Wanna Fly can be, well, not even that much more confident. They're still swapping Earth Splitter, so scratch that thought. It's not really going to help him get off his Black Hole, to be honest.
And Bulldog's going to have a Lincoln Sphere to dump onto Slark too, or maybe Panda too, but most likely Slark.
Alliance will take this time to retreat out, and Roshan getting closer to a potential respawn. Refresher is now online. Outside of that, anything else big? The one concern for me is that Resolution has been dying a lot. He needs some HP, and he'll attempt to resolve that with a Vitality booster. Still very killable if he doesn't get off his BKB early in the fight. And now they smoke. Empire, not spotted out directly by Radiant Vision, but showing Eidolons in the mid lane, showing a Crypt Swarm from Resolution. Alliance not fully aware of this, though, and they're charging down mid. Eidolons continue that push. Resolution close to finding an opening. Would be a pretty big jump. Ravage, but the Eul stacked on top of it. Bulldog still caught in a Static Storm. Not for very long, though. Can they finish him off before he gets off his spells? The Black Hole's there. The swap on Misery. Not used on the Enigma, but still saves his teammate at the very least. Empire again with kind of combinations. Do they get Bulldog at the very least? One more auto attack. Not enough. They need more. He's going to drop the Spirit. He Crypt Swarms. He's Crypt Swarmed down while he attempts to stomp. Works out okay for Empire, but again, just slight miscues.
That could have been way worse for Alliance. The defensive swap to swap out Slark, the 4-step before the kinetic field forms. Man, they have some. They're really good at protecting Loda.
Yeah, Empire did invest a lot there. Your Enigma Black Hole, your Static Storm, and of course the Exorcism. But they take 2 kills and they take a tower. So still in the end, a pretty sizable win for Empire. Also bringing down Bulldog when he's closing in on that Lincoln Sphere, which up against Glimpse, Doom, it's a big item to complete this game. And he will be delayed in his efforts. And Loda, he doesn't end up completing the Scotty. He's going back for a BKB. It looks like picks up an Ogre Club now. Interesting. It's annoying to deal with that Disruptor.
Yeah, I mean, the point booster just did not make too much sense. I think, yeah, if he went drums, he'd have BKB by now, too. Instead, he has to pick up his ultimate orb and have this hodgepodge of items and not be terribly effective, too. 2, 3, and 5. A lot of... He's not doing that much damage. If he gets in a really good position, then yeah, but most of the time, Empire just wrecks him every time he pops out of Shadow Dance.
There's a secondary Ravage ready as Loda makes his way up the 2 hills. Just scouting this dire jungle. The backup is inbound. They're showing quite a few mid. 8 Mother with a double damage. We're working on tier 2. Not even wasting the glyph for that. They decide that one's going down regardless. And do they even push high ground now for Alliance? They know most of these big ultimates are offline. No Death Prophet ultimate for 30 seconds. There's a glyph to buy a bit of time. I don't think they'll be able to fully break this tower before, at the very least, Exorcism is ready.
They should have swung to Roshan and done it immediately after that T2. Now they've wasted too much time, and the ultimates are going to be up if they want to fight a Roshan.
Yeah, and Empire have they have enough team fight, even without the Black Hole, to be able to at least make Alliance think twice.
Oh, Roshan wasn't even up.
A minute and a half. That's a long respawn timer. That's 10.5 minutes. Well, not really Alliance's fault, but it ends up working out. There's a bit of a missed opportunity if the Rosh had respawned faster. Now, Empire, or a non-opportunity, I guess you would say. Empire now working their way down the ramp. Solo in the front. He doesn't have any items, despite that great start. The deaths have started to pile up for him. 1 and 7. I guess it's somewhat inevitable when you're running what really amounts to a quad core that someone's going to have to suffer. He's the 6th position for sure at this point. And Alliance will back off. They're going to miss any potential opportunities here for Empire to find a kill. They may just push in instead. Black Hole cooling down at 18. Double Ravage now online. Just ticking down this second. And you may have a Lincoln Sphere on the Slark, but there's so much AoE. You would think this should be enough to keep him out of the fight.
I don't think Alliance can take this fight. Definitely not at a T2. It's just a really risky position for them to do so because they're pretty much fighting uphill from their point. But it looks like neither team wants to take this fight.
Maybe if they get like a 3-4 hero stop to start, but that's unlikely to happen.
Yeah, and he doesn't have BKB, so they just immediately turn around and kill him before split if he collapses. So that's really risky. Solo scouting out Roshan. Neither team wants to give up a big fight before the Roshan, though. But at the same time, I mean, they have 2 BKBs on Empire. They should feel actually 3. Always want to fly Resolution and Silent.
They have BKBs and they have solutions for BKBs. So Loda, okay, it was, I guess, goes back for the Eye of Scotty. Casual Ogre Club. Maybe he just does even build BKB. I mean, to be honest, you're up against Doom, Black Hole.
Oh, the
Exorcism,
double smokes.
And they're going to find someone. It's the Venge to start, and they'll use Exorcism here. BKB pop, nothing Misery can do, but always want to fly. Caught up from the rear. They're going to have to Black Hole for him soon if he wants to use it this fight. He still doesn't have a great opening as Resolution pounds at Admiral Bulldog. The split doing good work. Always want to fly, still not finding the opening for that Black Hole. Now a Mystic Flare will clip him. Didn't get anything off that fight, but Resolution healthy. Doing a lot of work with his Exorcism. Okay, throwing nukes out at him, and now they isolate Loda. It's going to be a 2 for 2 in the end as he tries to retreat. Maybe not, maybe not. His ultimate, now where the Doom wearing off, he gets the regen even through Doom if he's not visible. And he will survive, barely able to escape. They Static Storm him, they get eyes on him from the high ground with Solo. And can he leap out? Silenced! One more right click, Silent ends him. A 2 for 2 in the end, but they had to work for that last one. They got off 1 Ravage in that fight, and no Black Hole.
That Ravage did nothing. It was on the Brewmaster, Brewlings, and Slark back that did. So, again, doing a fantastic job of shutting down the mega farmed Yoki. And the Loda, he thought it was safe there. He had a blink up. He could have blinked into a more secure position, but I didn't think Empire was going to be able to kill him through that very nice use
Look
of
at Ake,
kinetic
10,
field.
2, and 7. What a start he's had. Leading the way for this Alliance squad as they work on Resolution. Static Storm, Kinetic Field will both be there. Solo bailing out a teammate in danger. And now they try to find this trade on Ake in the river. He retreats. There is no Yules for 10 seconds, and they'll just force him out to safety. They move towards the Roche pit, Ben, but there is no Exorcism.
Yep,
At
no
the same
damage.
time, there's no big ults for... Well, actually, Brew Split is about to cool down, so... We'll have a Brew Split. It is up against the Black Hole and a first Ravage if Yoki wants to blow his Refresher.
It's been risky for 8-Mother to not get a BKB, but he's been making it work, going for the more offensive twist with the Assault Cuirass and just hoping that good positioning, good play will be able to get his Primal Split off. And if he doesn't get his Primal Split off, they just straight lose a fight. So risky, but if you can pull it off, do it.
Yeah, and those auras make a big difference for Loda, who only has an Eye of Scotty. It's not terrible farm, considering that he hasn't found many kills, but he would not be able to carry this game alone. But with the backup of Admiral Bulldog's Natural Order, not to mention the Assault Cuirass, they hit hard.
And AC also mitigates a lot of damage from Death Prophet. They really can't kill her early, too. She has 2,600 HP with a heart and a BKB and a Yules.
Speaking of damage mitigation, now Shiva's on the Doom. And he's 1 item away from that Death Doom status. Refresher, Shiva's, double Doom. Doesn't have an Aghanims, though, which may be a later game item that he has to consider. The leap in mid, they do leash on the Silent. He has BKB. He's holding it for now. He gets swapped to the south while the rest blink in on top of him. Bit of miscommunication here from Alliance. And he chases forward. He dooms Loda. But he's got to keep eyes on him or else Loda will just regen this out. They do kill Afaki, though. And now everyone converges on Silent. Where are those Ravages? Where's the counter-initiate? Finally, he finds multiple heroes. Doesn't actually help the Brew. Ravage number 2 from Yoki. A final boulder toss onto him by 8-Mother. The split will end. But Exorcism chewing into him. Can't evade those ghosts. 8-Mother looking for the way out. Will they find this kill? They'll on the Brew. He's still alive. Glimpse back into a kinetic field. They got to keep damage going onto him. They get a 3rd kill. They should be able to make it a 4th. Another clap. Jesus Christ, he's hard to kill. Lotus, the lone survivor. His Resolution searches for this one. Has a Yulzen 4, a Silence a bit later, but won't be able to finish the job. In the end, a win here for Empire. A 4 for 2. And they extend their lead to a 7,500 gold lead. Back to a 7,500 experience lead. Not the easiest fight of their lives, but finally they do manage to find a convincing team fight.
Yeah, and Loda is just... I mean, he just can't do the damage that he needs to. Firstly, he has to build defensively because they have so many spells for him. Even with the Lincolns, he still gets doomed. And then he just has to sit outside of the fight for like a good 15 seconds. And A-Mother still getting his ultimate off, very timely. And Yoki still just not with the big ravages. And every fight has pretty much gone down the same.
Yeah. And that wasn't even, you know, it's not a perfect ravage. It's a double ravage on two kind of middling heroes for Alliance, but that's all it takes. That's how strong their team fight is. They can double ravage too. They can use an exorcism and just kill off 1 or 2 with that. Black Hole another, Doom another, and soon they're gonna have the Static Storm with an Aghanim Scepter upgrade for solo. At which point, there's really like a BKB for 8-Mother would have been completely pointless at that stage. Fortunately for Lights, they've gone for 0. This may turn out to be the right choice in the end, just to skip BKBs entirely.
So what do they get now on like Loda and Brew? Brew, maybe Scepter? I mean, maybe. I'm at a loss. Maybe Basher, but still Doom. Doom for everything.
No eggs, though, and that has been an issue. That change I mentioned in the draft, and it's turned out to be a pretty big deal. I think Loda would have died a few extra times this game without it, but eventually Doom can get eggs and Refresher if this goes long enough. And that might be the GG moment for Empire, as long as they get to use those ults.
Still keeping them from doing the Roche. Loda trying to split push top, forces a TP from Disruptor. Not the most important of heroes, but still a hero nonetheless. And they may swing into this, seeing that he's up there.
Silent. Spotted out in the middle lane by Alliance. They have eyes on him from this Observer Ward, as well as the fact that he's just hitting creeps. And Resolution lurks on the high ground here for Empire. So they look for a jump in. They'll force that Misery forward into a swap. Immediately Shiva's and Doom's Loda. What a great turnaround by him. Quick fingers on the reactions, but they've used the stomp to keep 3 out of this fight while they focus the others. Nice play by Bulldog still. The Doom surviving through it all. Tidehunter Cyclone and controlled, but all they've gotten for a Brew split and an initiating swap is a Disruptor. Do they keep enough reinforcements? It looks like that'll be it. Black Hole cooling down at 25. Doom about a minute off. And they'll have their double Ravage ready to go. Empire, man, that was a fast turn from Silent. He was ready for that.
Yeah, great BKB by him. Not enough cooldowns forced by either side. They still have Ravage up on the Dire and just not enough heroes out on Radiant. So neither team should go for Roshan right now. It's really risky. Actually, Resolution didn't use his Exorcism. Maybe it is a go.
Yeah, double Ravage, Black Hole, Exorcism. They can just like throw an ult or 2 away, bait out all of Alliance's team fight, and then which is basically the Brew split, and then still have 2 or 3 team fights left in them. This is where the Empire draft really starts to show its promise. And Alliance are going to have to fight into this Roche pit against mass AoE if they try. It's too late. Roche is already dead. Age is secured onto Resolution. He's now picked up an Ultimate Orb, so possibly that Eye of Scotty, or potentially just a Lincoln Sphere for him. But either way, big, or maybe, yeah, I guess those are the 2 main ones.
Empire needs to somehow defend against the split push, though. Maybe get a BOTs on someone, maybe get like a effective Blink Doom on Silent to kill Loda, because the split push threat is really real. And they can't really leave their side of the base. Like, look at the position. Alliance, they're losing all the team fights, but they still can't manage to push Alliance outside of their side of the base because they really need to make use of this Aegis. And I mean, they can't even force a team fight at this point.
Is it really real, though? I mean, the Slark is a Scotty and a BKB. He doesn't put that fast.
Well, it's more so that they can't push without having a T3 threat, which is a really big deal because they don't want to go for that trade because they have the GG ultimates, but they don't actually have that great of late game, so it's risky for them to push out.
You would give Alliance the edge for late game?
I think Alliance has the edge late game. Well,
Really?
I mean, they have all the big GG ultimates, but I mean, Elder Titan with this much farm, they have double Midas, Brewmaster, going Master Auras too. Like, if they have like 4 refreshers in Empire, yeah, probably Probably
Well,
so.
I mean, realistically, I think the Doom refresher is in sight. That's probably. Unless we're going 60, 70 minutes.
I mean, they can't really blow all their ultimates on Slark either, because he just gets defensively swapped, and then they sacrifice the Venge for like a Doom and or a Ravage or Black Hole, and that's pretty good for them. And then the Exorcism just fantastically long.
Misery trying to TP out. Empire on the chase, trying to hunt down those pesky rebels. But they all escape, abandoning Hoth right before the AT-ATs close in. I'll try and regroup here, and Lodon will be pushing in the... Well, farming the enemy jungle after pushing in the top lane.
See, the creeps are always like on their side. They almost lose T2 after going for a botched gank attempt, too. It looks like Solo might actually be close to dying here. Loda? No? They need a gem on Alliance. That's really what they need.
Trying to jump in mid lane on resolution.
It's really obvious.
Yeah. Well, considering there's an Observer Ward. Yeah.
And they have Aegis on him. And they have like 1 million HP on him. It's really risky.
Possibly almost 2 million. This might be go time. They've got their Hex on the Death Prophet now. More lockdown, and I think most importantly for the Brew. They've had trouble preventing him from splitting, but between this, Doom, Static Storm, if they're ready for the Blinken, they may finally be able to prevent him from getting off an ultimate.
They want to kill Silent.
Admiral Bulldog also being scouted out here. Silent blinking away into the jungle. Both teams searching for their pickoff. But while they wait for the pickoff, Alliance are buying time for that Aegis to expire. So for them, the lack of action is a win.
I actually don't think the Aegis matters because Death Prophet isn't going to die. She was 5-3 like 20 minutes ago and hasn't died since. She's just supremely tanky, and they don't have the burst to take her down. Like even with like a Skywrath ultimate and Venge stun with natural order, I don't think they'll kill her. And Slark doesn't have that much burst, especially with the build that he went.
Bulldog will try and hold them out now, using the Spirit to do a bit of scouting and just applying that debuff to the creep wave. Magic damage to follow this up. Clear out the first wave, they'll push on in, and Loda doing the same in the meantime in the top lane. But they get to the tower. Resolution has Exorcism. Looking at our Aegis, it's got about a minute remaining. This might be the opening for Empire, but if they do that, then the Brewmaster with an Assault Cuirass is probably killing your tower, and possibly your Axe as well. They don't even take the tier 2. They bring it low, but they are quick to defend, so they don't give up any tier 3 tower damage, and they nearly finish the tier 2 bottom.
Still, just delaying for Empire to split up and not play where their strengths lie, which is the 5-man Death Ball. Bulldog racking up more items to force stab another defensive play for Mr. Loda there. And what is Panda going to go for next? Looks like finally going for the BKB. I guess he needs it at this point.
Do you go BKB?
I mean, I guess he's going for it.
Disruptor's about to have his Ags.
Well, he's just BKBs
Black
before.
Hole, his Doom. Yeah.
Still, if you had to use Doom and or Black Hole on a Panda,
Then the Slug Runs.
and on top of that, he'll have his BKB on, so it's very unlikely that they'll actually kill him.
Oh, they found one. Loda caught out, but he BKBs. They chase him down further. They've got the Blink Doom initiation. They'll find Loda, but they have to keep eyes on him so he can't heal up. Just those split seconds walking up ramp do a lot. Shivas will prevent this, and Loda goes down. A nice pickoff for Empire. And meanwhile, a casual Ethereal Blade for Ake. And he has done a great job this game. Sitting at 10-3 and 7.
If it's not Loda split pushing, it'll be Misery.
To be fair, his is a rather slow split push, but he'll do what he can here. And they may punish him. 8 Mother coming in, waiting for resolution. The trap, well, it's not really going to be sprung because Yoki's also here. And there is no way that Brew is handling these 3 on his lonesome. So they'll have to sack Misery. Kind of necessary to prevent a potential push down the mid lane, or that might force out a Loda buyback. An acceptable casualty, and it will be the BKB in the end for the Brew.
Yeah, completely necessary. I wonder what Slark's going to go for. He has 4,500 gold. Link of his own, maybe, so he doesn't get doomed during BKB without the help of Admiral Bulldog? I'm not sure, but that's another defensive item for him. With BKB, and Scotty, and potentially Lincolns, and a Blink Dagger. Actually, 4. 4 items that don't really give him that much damage. And at long last, there is your Scepter completed for Mr. Solo. And Tidehunter actually hasn't made that much headway after his refresher.
Yeah, I guess that is the big one, but Pick up another Shivas wouldn't be too bad against the Astral Spirit.
The double hex would be amazing.
That's true. Maybe he'll find it if they... I mean, to be fair, normally you get Refresher and Tide and you start winning team fights. That just doesn't really happen. They had 1 2-for-4 team fights.
This is it, finally. Alliance, they're cornered inside their base with no lanes pushed out.
The rats are backed up in their little cubby hole. And Resolution's going to force he gets swapped in immediately, but he BKBs in time. 8-Mother blinking forward. Loda also popping his own BKB. So too did 8-Mother. And now the black hole, the Earth Splitter was used, the swap was used. There's nothing to cancel it. Empire has cornered the Rebels, and they'll look to finish them off. 8-Mother caught out. It's a disaster in the Radiant base. They all melt. Loda forced to buy back. Now they got to turn this. They will get off their Brewmaster split, focusing on Silent. Man, what a great jump from Empire, but it seems buybacks may save Alliance in the end. Disruptor also going to fall here. It looks like the gem will be dropped in exchange, and maybe not such a clear win in the end. They do force out buybacks. They probably don't have to use any of their own, as Roshan, well, actually could be coming up soon.
That was only 2 buybacks? Wow, I thought the double Ravage would kill the supports.
It was on their 2 most important heroes, to be fair. But that was a double Ravage, a Black Hole, and I mean, everything was used in that fight. That was perfect execution, too. Enigma gets off a full duration Black Hole. After waiting out the Earth Splitter and the swap, they get off a perfect double Ravage. I mean, about as good as you're going to get. They kill the 2 most important heroes on Alliance. And Alliance just turned it anyway with buybacks. And do they actually have to buy back? They may.
Alliance needs a Hex to make the swap initiation more clean. They don't have any instant stuns to stop the BKBs, and that's what swap Scythe is for.
Well, there's your Doom Refresher. More and more teamfight lockdown now being churned out by Empire.
Alliance is 1 fight away from just losing this game, though. Empire still have all their buybacks. They have multiple ultimates to even power through buybacks at some point in the game.
They don't have any ults yet. Exorcism down for 45. They force out a Glyph, but they know how tenuous this position is. At the same time, they feel like they have to do something, but now it's too late. Doom up in 10 seconds. Double Doom is now ready, and this could really be punished. Loda silence. Now Gush. He's glimpsed back to safety. The Empire didn't want to do that, though.
That's nice.
Their Doom would be a little.
Saves his BKB.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Well, next Roshan is actually almost maximum respawn, if not maximum respawn at 11 minutes.
It's still going to be, even then, 2 minutes from Alliance having their buyback. So if they contest that Rosh and lose the fight, they still lose the game.
So,
Well, actually, 2 minutes.
I think they had to just go back to what they were doing before. Split push, delay, wait for Empire to defend top, go for Roshan, and then take a fight from there. But, like, them taking a fight in the next 3 minutes is just instant GG if they lose the fight.
Resolution now moving down to the river. There's a haste rune waiting for them. They're scouting with their kinetic field. And they'll find that haste. Empire getting close to finishing off Alliance. And with the loss here, Alliance would drop to 1-3. And they still have to play most of the tough teams. Team Secret, Tinker, teams like Cloud9 are still waiting for them. At least on paper, the teams that should be, you know, on the inside track for those top 4 positions, though. Cloud9 has looked a little shaky thus far in the summit, too.
Looks like Alliance is actually lucking out with the Roshan respawn being long.
Yeah. It's still... He's got an Ags? Oh my goodness. I don't know, Ben. This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Alliance,
This Doom is gigantic.
they have to just burst someone down, but they can't burst anyone down unless they like pop all their cooldowns and Empire slow through their BKBs. And I think what's really been saving them is their BKBs initially after the swap. On first by Silent, then by Resolution, and Misery's at a loss at how he can salvage these team fights.
Oh, they've got Vision right now on Loda. Remember, it will be a dieback for him. And a long time on the sidelines if he gets caught. Still 3.5 seconds to go. Empire, they can smell victory. This Observer Ward could end up being the MVP. Now only seen Loda. Not the most important here. Still, it's a free kill if they can find him. But, now only seen Ake. Sorry, not Loda. But, yeah, they won't get him. They'll retreat out. Roche very close. It's basically max duration, so they know. They know Roche is about to respawn. And simply by their sheer position, they may just get this for free. Even if Alliance, they have to come like this second. And it's Alliance's turn to smoke. We're going to have it. This is the big dance. Should Alliance fall short here in the Roche pit, that's GG. They have to win this. At least break the Aegis the Cheese and force a bunch of buybacks from Empire to even have a shot. Enigma Black Hole BKB is ready. Misery sitting. They start off with a static storm as Loda jumps in. He's caught by a Doom. The swap's not going to be enough to save him. He'll end up going down silent. Still a secondary Doom at the ready. It's way too much team fight, it feels. The Brewmaster completely inept. Well, not inept, but inadequate at this point to fight against Empire. Now throwing out a boulder, trying to stall this one. Can he blink out? He's wasting a lot of their time. Will he die during the split? 8-Mother blinks to the north, glimpsed way back. The other direction. Now they'll chase him the other way. Cue the Scooby-Doo music. This 8-Mother will finally be caught out by our intrepid detectives.
That's
Eventually will fall.
Nice play by Fly
Very
there.
nice stomp to buy time here, but Glimpse is going to cool down, man. It's a merry chase, but it ends badly for Alliance in the end.
Yeah, nice play by Fly doing the black holing Loda. That's all he needs to do. Oh boy.
What is he doing over there? Oh my goodness. Silent just going full YOLO.
Or is it not GG?
If he was just staying with his team, man, they could have just taken Roche and won the game. Or just gone down mid.
Someone's still gonna die here.
Yeah, someone's still dead. They'll get 5, but it takes so long that it's not... They'll have their cores back.
Drop the gem! Okay, never mind.
Okay, I gotta question that.
Yeah.
It still looks good for Empire, and just in terms of, like, they're killing these heroes again, they're not
It could have been
farming,
GG though.
Yeah, they could have just straight up won the game. They had them by the throat.
And, I mean, at the same time, all they need to do is wait for the refresher and just go again. Alliance can't power through another time. No goal for buybacks. And they just don't have the damage. No damage. Anywhere. Even with Elder Titan Natural Order, which is usually just all you need for damage.
Well, I wouldn't say a breath of new life for Alliance, but they've at least got the respirator going now. You know? This corpse is hanging on. Barely. But it's hanging on. We go back into the Roche pit. That was a quick draw static storm from Loda. Or from Solo onto Loda.
Loda didn't actually BKB there. I don't know why he didn't BKB. What's he saving it for when you don't have buyback?
Yeah.
Gotta play it mega safe.
And they swap. They do get initiation onto Resolution. A big hero to bring down. Death Prophet. Really squishy. Gets
Oh, the swap sheep. And
There you
Roche is
go.
actually not dead?
Death Prophet. Yeah.
Why, Empire?
Because Doom was over here, dude.
Silence.
He has buyback too. They're just going to give away an Aegis Cheese to Alliance. It also buys time for the cooldown on the buyback of Loda if this happens. But Solo has a Static Storm at the ready. Is he going to drop it? For now, it's a kinetic field. He dodges away from the stomp. Where's that Static Storm? Coming in now. Ravage number 1 to fly. Ravage number 2, is it ready? Yoki doesn't actually have it for 25 seconds. Won't matter though. Loda's Doom. And this is an Aghanim's Doom. There's no easy retreat for you, Loda. And this time he falls again. He doesn't have buyback for 150 gold. So essentially, it's probably still GG. But they were close to letting Alliance back in this game. So damn close.
Yeah, in retrospect, Alliance kind of played it like a 4 protect 1 with Loda split pushing all the time, but they didn't have the heroes for it. And I think Slark was just not a good pick here at all. I like it in the sense that it's not a super late gamer, but at the same time, he just got pooped on by every which way by Empire.
Yeah, if you want to play it that way, maybe you do have to try to risk... I don't know if Terrorblade's the right hero, but something like that actually can win those types of scenarios.
I think Gyro Luna, something that can just power through the Doom and stuff like that. Like Slark is forced to retreat without his spells, but without that, yeah, that's just
They may just go for the safe triple rack. Exorcism for this one. Resolution doesn't have a refresher, so melee and range should fall. Which lane do they head to next? Some to the bottom, some to the top. Not all to the top. Let's stick together, Empire says. They have their double Doom in 20. Black Hole is online. Exorcism will be down relatively soon. Double Ravage in 60, or single Ravage now if they need it. So they've got about 60% of their team fighters and well, the Brewmaster tries to go for the trade. They'll clear out, hollow out a second lane of Rax, but they got caught on the stomp too. They're going to be forced to fight this one. They will not be allowed to retreat out. Resolution, Mystic Flare just off the mark, and now they go in with the Black Hole from Always Want to Fly, catching out Bulldog, pulling in Misery.
how did that pull in Misery?
I don't know, man. That was the biggest black hole in the universe.
What?
That's the black hole at the center of the universe. Silent will blink away to safety. He did manage to take down a tier 3 8-Mother. Now using the split, trying to find more kills on the retreat. Silent being pursued by Loda. There's a leap cooling down, a blink at 5, but a blink away from him. And Alliance are just in desperation mode at this point. Death Prophet did use her buyback. Finally caught out. Doom? Is there going to be a Doom? He doesn't have vision right now. He's going to get it soon, but it may just be too late anyway. He decides to hold it.
Oh.
He buys back. And he'll save a Doom for the base defense. Our Alliance still in this one. Their base has been caved in. The walls are crumbling. 2 full lanes of racks secured. But one hope. It's not going to be Roshan. That's dead forever. It could be at least a single lane of racks as they look to stay alive here in the Summit 2.
Do they have what it takes? I don't know. Maybe. I was super skeptical a minute ago.
Any chance, that would be just amazing comeback. Resolution will BKB, Loda doomed, and then the Ravage. This one caught pretty much everyone. Secondary Ravage that caught even a couple extra. Aki now pulled back in. There's just so many redundancies here for the team fight of Empire. They bring in the battle cruisers, the Death Star, everything is just to kill off this poor Alliance lineup, and I think it's just too much. Too much, Ben.
Their base is in shambles.
It's just getting destroyed. How do you mess up that team fight? You have to fail so incredibly hard as Empire. And it goes back to the Silencer ban. Silencer would have been amazing against this lineup. Probably the single best hero in the game to deal with it. If you get that Axe Refresher.
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
No Silencer. It's all ifs and could-haves right now for Alliances. They are getting pushed in. Loda, no buyback. In fact, nobody in the game has a buyback. Except for Yogi. He's got an Aegis.
Oh, Yogi.
Oh, Yogi. He's been solid this game.
They're not pushing uphill? They have bases. They have creeps on the top side. They can easily go in.
Could anyone possibly have a buyback? Only Slark could if he had gold. Maybe they're worried about that. They still have Exorcism. I think Exorcism's enough.
They have
to stop
Refresh Exorcism.
Yeah. It's coming. But that means no buyback for Resolution, so perhaps a slow roll is in order. Well, Exorcism number 1. Bulldog now throwing out the stomp, and just off the mark to catch Resolution. They have a BKB Glimpse Static Storm available for their Disruptor, and Alliance just hanging incredibly far back. This is the no-fly zone for them, but Misery, he's going to cross into enemy territory. It's an Exorcism for a tier 3.
They didn't even
Underwhelming
get
usage of that.
They didn't even get it.
Well, nearly up to it.
I guess they're waiting for the refreshers. Let's see. Refresher up on Enigma. Just refreshed for Doom. And Tidehunter still 70 seconds away.
Refresher, boys, dude. Quadruple refresher. 56 minutes in. Empire still yet to completely KO Alliance. Feels like they should have been able to by now.
Alliance are doing a good job of holding on.
Their item progression has really been stunted.
Yeah,
though.
they've had a buyback so many times. Loda still without a real damage item too.
He's building the butterfly now, but so you get the butterfly. It's like, okay, now you still need an Abyssal Blade, and then you may need a Satanic just to be able to come back after the probably 2 Aghanim Dooms used on you in the fight. At this point, the Brew ult just really falls off, even with the auras that he's got.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty much done his job, but Alliance is just—they're not well suited to handle this sort of deficit.
If you're expected to win, carry your team as a Brew at 57 minutes, then something's gone wrong with your draft. You can be the utility, you can be the support, but you cannot be the DPS any longer.
To be fair, that Doom pick just like completely stymied Alliance, and it's a real nice pickup for them.
The hero was not hit that hard in this patch.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
it's hit pretty hard with not removing passives, but
it's just nice based
on
on how Alliance plays. They just have one really farmed Loda, and they expect him to carry through, and then they just do him almost every single fight with mass AoE ultimates to back up anyone trying to kill him.
Empire, they're going to try their luck top lane this time. The difference is they have everything ready to go. Well, except for Exorcism, but that's up in 13. Double Exorcism, double Hex on the Tidehunter to go with the double Ravage, double Doom, double Shivas, Static Storm, double Black Hole, double BKBs on pretty much everyone and their mother. If you can't win this fight as Empire, then Alliance deserves to take the game. That's for sure.
And even so, they probably won't take the game. Because Alliance is...
Swap, BKB, insta-pop by Resolution. He was ready for that. Now the Hex on the Misery, and the Black Hole pulls in Loda. They have nothing to stop this now, aside from an Earth Splitter, but I guess it's just going to be too late. Ravage coming through, clips 8 Mother, mid-cast animation on his ultimate, now he won't get it off, he's doomed. Secondary Doom can be used, they get Shivas to chase him down, but Empire, do they go for it? Yeah, Black Hole, wind him up and knock him down. Number 2, Misery, walking into that one again. They're getting ravaged and focused in the well, doomed in the well, Loda farmed in the well, Resolution diving them all, and even at the very back, they'll get wiped. That's how damn far ahead Empire had to be to take this. But take it they will. They even kill the courier. The final piece of salt into the wound.
Casualty of war. Poor chicken on the sidelines, just want to watch the action. Gets slain.
They really slayed the thing. That was like dropping a nuclear bomb to kill a rat. Rats down, boys.
Wow.
And on that note,
That was a statement.
that was a statement in the end. Just crush you in the fountain. That will wrap up Alliance versus Empire. So Alliance drops down to 1-3. They've dropped games to Empire, Compass Gaming, as well as Power Rangers. So Empire looked a little bit shaky yesterday. They're 1-2 after this win. They may not even be one of the top teams of the group the way they've started.
What's their record?
1-2. They also did not play the strongest teams. I think they played Compass Gaming and Power Rangers as well.
They look decent.
Yeah, they looked a little bit better here, but well, Alliance, the struggle continues, and it's despite great play from the stand. And you cannot say, oh man, if only they had Chessie back or something, this would have been different. 8 Mother's been doing his job.
He has been.
Well, with that said, guys, we'll take a break here. We may have some matches getting postponed as we speak. Gonna check in with our admins for that, but in theory, it's supposed to be Navi versus PR and Navi versus M5 next. To find out if that will indeed be the case, you'll just have to stay tuned. You're watching The Summit 2 by G2A.com. European action hopefully continues after this.